squad, stand up. I like to create a little energy, right? This is the WWE. In the WWE, we always stood up. We yelled so loud, am I right? So give me an Arizona yell. Woo! Thank you very much for that. It is going to be an awesome Q&A because we have someone that, woo, she's been having a year, let me tell you. 2018 was really good. As a matter of fact, since being, where do I even begin with her? She has been making history back and forth since being in the NXT, one of the original horsewomen at NXT. She has been a force to be reckoned with. So let's say she was actually drafted first, the first woman drafted to SmackDown. Then she became the Women's SmackDown champion. And then from there, she started making history as being in the first ever Women's Royal Rumble, then the first ever Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, the first ever Women's pay-per-view Evolution. Ladies and gentlemen, I am speaking about the man, Becky Lynch.
You guys are good at keeping a note.
I love it. Oh my gosh. I love it. Thank you.
Lilian, I think we've got your new backing chorus for your next album.
That's it. My next album, I'm going to give you guys a call. All right. I said it. What a year. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's been a year.
You know what? To begin this, I actually want to remind you, when you were on my podcast in April, you were talking about how you were not happy, that you had not had a great 2017. It wasn't a great beginning of 2018. And you were like, I got to turn this around. I'll never forget. As a matter of fact, I was in Thailand, and I called her, and I'm like, I really want to get you on this podcast, and I got to figure this out because I'm in Thailand, so the time's difference. And let me say, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning my time when I recorded her, and she was awesome.
Bless her.
She was so great that she goes, I bet you you're falling asleep. I said, how can I be falling asleep with you? No way, your story's incredible. So then it's September, and I had you back on, and you had made the shift. You were now the 2-time SmackDown Women's Champion, and you talked about how at first you felt like you had to apologize for it. That really stood out to me. Speak to us about that.
Yeah, so initially, when I was brought to SmackDown Live, my whole goal was that it was going to be the best women's division and that it was going to be the show to watch and the division to watch and that we were going to make this thing incredible, which I'm proud that we did do. But when it came to me being the champion, I was in a point in my life where I was just like, oh no, sorry guys, I want everybody to be champion. Sorry, it was me. Which is... you can't have that mindset when you're in a competitive sport, and that's what WWE is. It's competition, and what I realized then eventually was that when you raise your standards and you say, oh no, this is what I want, and I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna be okay with that, and everybody else is just gonna have to come up and meet me up here. I'm not gonna go back down here. But at the time, I was like, oh, sorry guys, I want everybody to be the champion. I don't know how that would work. Yeah. Wouldn't be a very exciting show, would it?
And I do remember that you said that you even felt it. It hit you because it was Survivor Series, right? When they made Nikki Bella the captain, and yet you were the champion. And it hit you. But you know what I loved is the fact that you said, that was on me because I didn't portray the confidence.
Absolutely, yeah, that was the thing. I was playing it small. I was playing everything small. I wasn't allowing myself to stand out and be confident and own my position and own my ability and say, no, man, I work my ass off. Sorry for any little kids. And that these are the benefits that you reap when you've worked your ass off. Sorry, kids.
I think that's the only proper way to say it, right? I have to say, though, what was it that happened? Because Shifting a mindset is not the easiest thing to do. You can work on it for years. There's a lot of books that people read to shift mindsets, seminars, mentors, because it's not easy. Otherwise, everybody would be doing it. What do you remember if there was a moment that shifted your mindset?
I don't know. And I don't think there was one moment. I think all of these things, and I'm sure everybody here has experienced it, it's a progressive thing about believing in yourself, because there's always that doubt and it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you are. The toppest of the top dogs, they have that doubt. And often, here's the problem. The smarter you are, the more doubt you have. Because when you're stupid, you don't know that you have anything to doubt. So that's a problem. So if anybody here is feeling that doubt, just know you're probably real intelligent and that it's okay and you can work through it and it doesn't mean anything. So for me, it was a complete it was changing certain things in my own personal life, and then it was coming back to WWE after doing the movie. I wanted to come back as a star and as somebody that had something to say and get my voice out there. And that, I think, has been the difference maker in 2018, was that I let my voice be heard more. And often, our friend, we have a mutual friend, his name is Jay Ferrugia, and he always says it is, you can read these books, right? And you can try and think yourself into action, or you can act yourself into different thinking. So if you just are able to, it's a different way of saying fake it till you make it, really. But I like that, because then you don't feel like you're faking anything.
I agree, and Jay is actually going to be on my podcast Monday,
Oh,
which
amazing.
I'm really excited about. You guys have to tune in, because Jay is somebody that really does help people with their mindset and seeing things in a different place. And I always say, we're here to help each other out, and some of us have it figured out, but like you said, you really don't have it figured out ever.
Nobody has it figured out.
Ever, ever, ever.
Yeah.
All right, so here it is. You've made the shift, and you started owning it. Can you remember going back? Because, we travel on the road. You travel for miles and miles. You get into that hotel room, and you're by yourself. Can you remember a time during that shift that you looked at yourself and you were like, whoa, something's happening. I'm starting to get this. Do you remember ever having that moment?
I think, again, it was just a process, and it was all just happening. It was a general thing of me just feeling happier in myself and enjoying my life. And then what was a huge difference maker, though, was Money in the Bank and at Chicago, because I hadn't been doing anything really much. And then every time I would climb that ladder, you guys, I'm not sure if any of you were there or not, but people like yourselves were so gracious in just supporting me and cheering for me, that not only did it make me turn my head and go, whoa, we've got something. We got something. Yeah. It also made The Office, and it made a lot of people's heads turn and go, whoa, there's something there. So thank you. Thank you, guys. I can't thank you enough, because you put me where I am now, and you let me live my dream, and I absolutely love every single one of you. That's probably why I chat too long in the autograph line, so sorry if it takes too long. Because I just want to make sure I get time with each and every one of you, because I appreciate you. Can't tell you how much I appreciate you.
I remember that we were actually talking on the phone, and we were discussing Money in the Bank, and I was telling you, I was like, wow, it was so amazing every time you climbed up, how the crowd is just fed up with you being kind of held down. And you were like, I feel it. And that's support. I always talk about how important it is to have that support and then to give that support as well. So you were actually so close to having the one-on-one with Ronda Rousey. And then Nia Jax had to come and change the plan. How was that feeling? Because I know your mindset is ready for one thing, and then life just throws you a curve.
Yeah, honestly, that was tough. because people were saying to me, no, in the long run, this is going to be better, this is going to be better, you know, but it's kind of hard to see because you always want to go out there and you always want to be able to perform. And it's weird when you have something like a concussion, right? Because you want to go out and do the thing, but you also don't know how messed up you is, you know what I mean? That made sense. So the nose, that didn't bother me. Any of that didn't bother me, but I was out of it. I was completely out of it. But I wanted to be able to go out there, and that's why I showed up the next day at TV. That's why and I wanted to prove to everybody that I will fight for you guys. I will be there as much as I can. But as things go and as protocol goes, and thankfully that they have that, you know, because it will prolong our careers, because if it was up to us, we'd be out there non-stop, you know. So that also took me a little while to get over, because coming back at TLC, it was great to be back. It was great to be back in the ring, but you know, that was test driving a concussion and a broken face in a TLC match. So I wasn't sure how I was going to do. So again, everything. It's always building up confidence. Always building up confidence. All these steps, and it's you know, 2 steps back, you go 3 steps forward, or at least you try to.
Yeah. I remember speaking to you backstage, actually, at Survivor Series.
I was out of it.
She was not supposed to be there, I think.
I was told to go home. They were like, get out of here. I was
Well,
like, no.
living in LA and Survivor Series is in LA, Becky was like, I am going to be here if I'm not going to be on the show. But I'm going to tell you, speaking to you, I was like, whoa. I mean, you were not making sense. I could, and don't say that's normal for you, because it's not. But I was like, wow, she really is out of it for sure. But I mean, you know, coming from that, it's like, it must also, like, you're so gung-ho to go there, and then you're watching Charlotte take your spot. How did that feel for you to actually watch that?
Oh man, it's heartbreaking, you know, it's heartbreaking. Especially, and they had a great match too, you know, but you want to be that person. You want to be having the great match. You want to have the audience chanting for you, you know. You want, you know, it's like, you know what? You know what it's like? You know when you're a little kid? You know, little kids, right? And when you're playing with a toy, and then that other kid, that mean kid in the playground, comes and takes your toy, and you're like, that was my toy, and you get really upset about it. That's exactly what it's like. You know what I mean? And you know that kid.
She gets it.
You know that kid. God, I hate that kid.
So are we going to see, because the rumors are, I mean, I just looked it up today, as a matter of fact. Here's the latest rumor. Because you're going to go at the Royal Rumble against Asuka.
I sure
for
am.
the title. All right. But here are the rumors, and I'm trying to figure out how all of this would work, but that it will actually be at WrestleMania 35. It will be Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte versus Becky Lynch.
I like the sound of that.
You like the sound of that?
I like the sound of that. That, to me, sounds like a main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you would be okay that it's a triple threat, and of course you would want it to be a main event.
I think that we can see, as of Tuesday, I am the queen of triple threats. Oh, wait, no, because then I just lost the TLC, didn't I? But through no fault of my own, that was Ronda Rousey sticking her big weirdo head in where it doesn't belong. To be honest with you, there's nobody that I like slapping the head off more than Charlotte Flair. And add Ronda Rousey into that equation, because I've got a whole lot of beef with her. And of course, that lowers your odds for winning, but I like going against the odds. I like the odds being stacked against me. I mean, stacked against me since '87. That one is one. No, since I got to WWE, but you keep overcoming them, and it feels a lot better. And I used to always say that, you know, no matter what was going on in my life, I'm like, okay, how would this sound in the biography? Because, you know, has anybody read Mick Foley's biography? Yeah. Really? Yeah, you have, right?
You got to read it.
Really, really good. And what makes it so interesting is all the things that he overcomes. And I always go, okay, so the more things can be stacked against you, the better the read it is. Nobody wants to read anything about things going great. That's boring. The news would be out of a job.
Do you want to see yourself ever have a straight-up match, though, against Ronda Rousey, just the two of you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But there's no time limit on that. There's no time limit. That can happen whenever. If it happens at WrestleMania, that's great. If it happens at Elimination Chamber, that's great. If it happens at Fastlane, that's great. I'll take her on anytime. I'll take her on right now if she's backstage. She's not backstage, lads. She's not backstage.
Could you imagine?
She
All right, I'm going to
backstage.
ask you a question that I've been wondering, and then I actually saw some people that were wondering the same question. Here we are, first ever women's this, first ever women's that, pay-per-view, all of these things, all praising the women, and then you're calling yourself the man.
Oh, good question. Love that question.
All right, so what's up with that?
So, for years, there has been exceptional people in every industry. Not just talking about our business. In WWE, it's there too, but in any industry, in football, in basketball, when the top person is the top person, they're called the man, right? And that's standard. And these exceptional people have all, through the course of history, been men. But here's the difference. Now I'm the top dog. I'm the one at the top. And that's why I'm calling myself the man. So it's not to do with a gender thing. It's to do with a mindset thing. It's to do with exceptionability. I think I made that word up, but put it in the dictionary. The man says it's a word.
I like it. Well, there is man in woman, so you've definitely given a lot of whoa moments, that's for sure. Besides WrestleMania, which we know that you want, what else do you want this year to say for Becky Lynch?
I think it's about consistency. So it's one thing to get to the top. And arguably, I've been at the top before. I've been a champion before. I've had good storylines before. But it's a whole other kettle of fish to stay there. And that's the hard part. It's about maintaining that and making sure that you guys are consistently entertained and that you have somebody to root for and somebody to hate, but that you're invested in seeing some fights. Because that's what we need. That's what you want. That's why you watch WWE. You want to be invested. You want to care. And that's what I want to make you guys do. I want to make you guys care.
I think you've done an exceptional job at it. And I can tell you're having fun,
I'm
above
having
all.
so much fun.
All right, so speaking of fun, I could see it all over your face, and I was just having fun for you. And that's, you were in the ring with John Cena, and you are putting him to, I don't know, you say the word, but oh my God. Was that like crazy? It was awesome. There's these little things that you do, you're like, well, I don't know about that. I was loving it. How did that feel for you?
Oh, that was great.
First of all, when they told you that this was going to happen, what was your reaction?
I mean, I was like, cool, whatever.
Sure you did.
And then I did a little dance, flossing or whatever they call it.
Oh, flossing.
Like this. I did it better than that, lads, I swear. Because it's an opportunity to stand up and own one of the biggest stars that we have in the company. And it's one thing to be in the ring with people that you've been in the ring time and time again with, but somebody with that level of experience and that level of knowledge, and to be face to face with them and then to own them, that's fantastic.
What did he say to you afterwards?
Oh, after the match?
Yeah, like behind, backstage. What did he say to you?
So he gave me some solid advice. He was very complimentary. He talked about he does this better than anybody listening to you guys. He talked about that. And he said that this was my spot and it was my spot to lose. He said there's going to be a lot of people with a lot of ideas. He was like, but trust in here. And I think sometimes, and I've been talking about this since I got up here, oftentimes that's the hardest thing to do, to trust that what you've got and what you're doing is enough. People, it is. It is enough. Can't say it enough to you. Or to myself. Mostly to myself. I don't know if you guys need to hear it, but I often need to hear it. What you are, what you have is enough. Just trust that.
I love that. As a matter of fact, I want to turn it over to you guys because I know that you have some questions. So right over there, we have the microphone set up. So go ahead and hurry up and line up because we're going to get to as many questions as we possibly can in the time allotted. And while everybody gets set up over there, I want to ask you how it was for you to do the movie. This was your first movie ever.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Miz was amazing. Whatever people want to say about Miz, he is good at what he does. He's incredible. And he creates a great atmosphere. And he'll always make fun of you and he'll be jeery. But that's part of his charm. You just tell him to shut up, slap him across the back of the head and send him on his way. Shawn Michaels was incredible. Very given with his advice. And then it was so nice because I was in the one spot for 3 weeks in a row. You never get that. We never get that. So that was nice.
Wow.
Sleeping in the same bed 3 weeks in a row. Whew.
Yeah.
Stop the lights.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Christmas
All
time.
right. So what's your name?
Hello again, it's Kristalina from Las Vegas.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back.
So, many think of you as this era Stone Cold Steve Austin. What would a match between the man and Stone Cold Steve Austin look?
Well, I don't know. I think that would be a whole lot of straight fire, and the bottom line is that would probably be a WrestleMania main event in itself, I think. And if anybody else agrees with me, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
And a lot of beer to go with it, too.
Thank you.
Hi there. Welcome back.
Thank you so much, Lilian. Again, BJ Faulkner, otherwise known as G1, Matt Madian Podcast, right here in Phoenix, Arizona. Becky Lynch, you're dope as hell. Just want you to know that.
Thank you.
First and foremost, so just kind of piggybacking on what she was saying, just in terms of the Stone Cold comparisons with the man gimmick, were those kind of some of the things that you had in mind directly when you kind of started to shift gears into this new persona? Were these kind of footnotes you were thinking about with the kind of Rebel Against the Machine type thing?
Honestly, no. I love Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's an absolute legend and has been very generous with his advice and time towards me, and his help has been incredible. Can't thank him enough. What I was going out there was just being able to tell my own truth and what I thought about things and being able to voice my opinions and just tell the truth. And whatever way that came across, then that's how it came across. But being compared to Stone Cold Steve Austin, that's pretty freaking wonderful.
Hi, my name is Jaleesa from Gallup, New Mexico. I'm going to petition to rename it Bexico.
Oh!
Mexico.
But it's an honor to speak to the man. The quick question I have, and this is how I judge people's character, how do you take your tea?
Oh, obviously with milk and sugar. That's how you take it. Yeah. Right, everybody? Right?
Right.
Right?
Of course.
Oh, and a side of toast. Stop the lights.
Hi.
Hi there.
Jovel here from Los Angeles.
We're neighbors.
Hi. If you don't beat Asuka on Sunday, will you somehow get yourself in the Royal Rumble when it happens?
I will break somebody's leg to get in that Rumble if I don't beat Asuka. But I'll probably beat Asuka, and then I'll figure out a way to main event WrestleMania, and then I'll be the double champ.
Also, my friends
Forever
told me
champ.
that you said hi to them, so they're on the phone. Say hi, fellas. That's Becky Lynch right there.
What up, no?
Thank you.
The Usos taught me that.
Hi, my name is Martin. I'm from Arizona, and so I'll be attending the Royal Rumble like this month. And my question is, like, will I see you as the champion?
100%. Well, do you know what? Regardless whether I have a belt or not, I'm the forever champ. Nobody beat me so that I lost that title. Somebody else is holding my championship, but they are not a champion.
I like that.
They're lucky.
You know, as a matter of fact, and I think I recorded this, and it's going to air Monday, so I think it hasn't aired yet. But I brought you up in the fact that you know, Chasing Glory has gotten 5 million downloads, and I'm so excited about it. But this week has been a little tough for me because it all actually brought up the how can I keep this momentum up? And it's almost like I won the championship, and all of a sudden now I've got this anxiety, and how do I get more people to listen, and who do I book next? And so all of this has been going on. And I said, wait a minute. Becky Lynch dropped the title, and she has not lost that whole champion feel. She hasn't, none of that. So thank you, because you helped me with that, for sure. But I think that's a good point to bring up, that it doesn't matter whether you have the title or not.
No, but that also brings up another point about it's one thing to get up there, and it's a whole, and then when you're up there, you're like, I need to hold on to it. But you can't. It's just life. Life goes like this. And you just got to go out there and keep delivering your truth and your message and hope that people respond. And then you just get on Twitter and cause some mayhem. I'm not recommending that to everybody, but
You can get away with it. Hi there.
Hi, Becky. Hi, Lilian. My name is Derek. Born and raised here. So, Becky, are you ready for like the biggest pop ever at the Royal Rumble once you come back? And then question is, who's your favorite rival? You said you love bashing Charlotte's face in. Is she it?
was that question, who is my favorite rival? Definitely Charlotte. Love slapping the head off her. She is strong as, she's so strong.
Can I just say, though, that the match that you guys had at Evolution, oh, my Lord, you guys saw that? Literally, the match you guys had, what you did with each other, to me, it was better than the men's match. No offense.
Thank you.
But how did you feel after that? Because you say she's strong, but oh my God, you were strong.
Yeah, she hits like a truck. She does, she really does. And so when you're in against somebody like Charlotte, who's as strong and as passionate, then you really gotta, you test yourself and you bring up your A game. And that's what's awesome. You know, it's when everybody's bringing their A game, then you have to step up. I'm sure she's felt like this too. You know, Charlotte has been on top for a long time. Now I kicked her off her top spot, and she wants to get back there, of course, and I encourage that. Good luck to you.
Hi there.
Hello. Well, wow, super nervous. So I'm CEO. I'm from Mexico.
Nice.
My question is, with the new NXT Performance Center opening up in the UK, what advice do you have to all new upcoming wrestlers?
I couldn't make that out. I think it's a little. It's very echoey.
It's so echoey. If you can try to get as close to the microphone as possible, that would be awesome.
Okay,
Thank you.
sorry. So with the new NXT Performance Center opening up, what advice do you have to all new upcoming wrestlers? I guess both in the indie promotions.
To anybody. To anybody.
Like anyone trying to make it up in the business to get to your position now.
Oh, okay. So that's a great question. And I think what is so wonderful about this business is it's a simple formula. You work on your in-ring technique. You work on your personality. I don't even like to say character. I just say work on your personality, because the old gimmicky characters of yesteryear, they don't so much work right now. So it's all about who you are and bringing out your best self and your most entertaining self. Yourself when you're with your friends and that level of confidence. And then you work on your speaking ability and your fitness and your look. You do that and you keep working and you keep working, you keep working, you keep working. There is absolutely no reason anybody can't make it right now. And because right now there is more opportunities than there ever have been for men, for women, in WWE, in NXT, in wherever else there might be.
By the way, thank you for your service.
Hey, Becky, how's it going? My name's John. 2014, I told you. So, not as quite. So, I've known since 2014, obviously. So, I'm going to go big or go home here. Seeing as you're not on Raw, and I know I'm going to see you kick Asuka's ass all over Royal Rumble, Can I take you out to lunch on Monday?
Oh, Monday we're in Nashville. Oh no, we're not in Nashville. We're in Chattanooga. I got towns to make. The man has towns to make. Next time,
Thank you.
get me some avocado toast. I'm kidding. I don't really like avocado toast that much. It's okay. It depends on the right avocado to toast ratio. Nobody asked. Anyway, go on.
I got a, fist bump. All right, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Marcus. This is kind of a complicated question, but there's superstars like you and Alexa Bliss who didn't win the title in NXT, but then when you moved up, you won it several times. Vice versa, there's people like Bo Dallas who won the title in NXT, but then wasn't as successful on the main roster. Just your thoughts on that.
So I think NXT is a completely different audience. And I also think Bo Dallas is incredible, for one. And I think maybe on the main roster we haven't even began to scratch the surface of what he can do, because you just watch his NXT matches and know how incredible he is. I think oftentimes if you, so I can only speak from personal experience, when you haven't achieved things in NXT, there's one, more of a chip on your shoulder. Two, I think it's almost more interesting to the audience because you're living out your dream on this bigger stage now, and you haven't achieved what you want to achieve. Whereas if you've already kind of achieved it in NXT, it's not lackluster, but maybe there's less of a thrill about actually finally getting that moment where you get that championship and you get that time and you get that opportunity and you just appreciate it all that much more. I think that's what it is for me.
Thank you.
Hey, Becky Lynch. My name is David Gale. I'm Mexican from British Irish descent. I'm like a countryman. I got one question. You remind me that Team PCB of a long time ago, and after Paige looking for a title, it was a breakup. And I say, why? Oh my goodness. Can you tell me something about when you, Charlotte, and Paige make a tag team?
Yeah, so we came in and we were a group of friends. But with WWE and with any competitive sport, it's always hard when the goal is a championship, which is why I'm so happy that they're bringing in the women's tag team titles, because now it makes sense for women to be tag teams and things like that, because everybody should have the goal of being a champion, because if you don't, then what are you doing? You know, like, you want to be the top, you want to be the best. So that's what happened with PCB, is that eventually we couldn't all be friends if we were going for the same thing.
That seems like so long ago.
It was quite a while ago.
I mean, you think back to when that happened, and thank you for reminding me about that, because I totally forgot about that too. And you look now to all the things that you've accomplished, even going from the ups and downs. I mean, you think about the struggles that you have been. I bet you, because you were in the struggle, the fact that you've gotten to where you've gotten now, it tastes sweeter, right?
It does, absolutely, 100%. But the entire time, you guys have backed me. And I remember there was one time when Paige was in the ring, she was running us down, and she called me the most irrelevant of the women in the Divas Revolution, or whatever it was called. And I was just, that stung because it felt real. But you guys booed her like crazy, because everything else was like, oh yeah, she's kind of right, she's kind of right. And then she said something about, she's most irrelevant, and everybody went, boo. And I was like, oh, thanks, guys. It means a lot, because I'm feeling it right now. I'm feeling irrelevant.
Again, support.
Yeah.
Yep. Hi.
Hey, Becky. Hey, Lilian. My
Hi.
name is James. I'm currently live in Tucson, Arizona, but I come from Nogales, Arizona. Well, anyways, let me start off with a couple of compliments for both of you. Well, Lilian, Still looking good and young as ever.
Thank you.
She
And-
doesn't age.
Thank you.
She just doesn't.
And that's it for you, Becky. You're one of the baddest chicks I know. And looking real good. Keep it up.
Thanks.
And, well, let me ask you this question. So, if the McMahons were to put you in a match, in a 2-on-1 handicap match with Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax, would you do it?
Absolutely. When have you seen me back down from a fight? Never. Never will, neither.
Do you see yourself also wanting maybe a one-on-one with Nia Jax to get her back for what she did?
I did punch her right back in the face at TLC, and that felt lovely.
Oh, that did.
I've already
You're
made
right.
her.
You're right. You did do that.
Yeah, and I've already made her tap. I've owned her. I've owned her on Twitter. I've owned her in the ring. I've owned her backstage. We're past that.
Moving on. Next.
The one thing I want her to get my freaking name out of her mouth, trying to keep herself relevant with my name.
My name is Nathaniel Muir from AIPT Comics. I've been a lifelong wrestling fan, so I grew up reading Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and I love the year-end awards. Today it was announced that the fans voted you for Woman Wrestler of the Year. How prestigious is that honor?
That means a lot. That means a lot because the editors voted me 11. And Ronnie, that little weirdo, stepped into this freaking business, 2 weeks ago, and she was the number one? No, I've been grinding it out for years. So thank you, the people, for putting me number one.
You know, I saw that post, and you actually did say, this is so typical. The people put me first, and the machine always tries to hold me down.
Yep.
How does it feel, or is that really the way you feel? Like the machine is constantly trying to hold you down?
I Rage Against the Machine. They were my favorite band when I was younger. I'm telling you, it was just a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like, all right, I'm getting ready to do this. I'll fight them all. But I'll fight them with the people.
Yeah, so
Yep.
you just keep it up. I like it. So cute. Hi.
How many push-ups can you do? And how strong are you? Could you show me how strong you are?
I can probably do 1 million push-ups, and that would be too much to count, so I won't demonstrate that here. Can I show you how strong I am? I don't know. What would be a test of strength? I don't know. Do you know what? I'll show you how strong I am when I go on to main event WrestleMania, beat Charlotte Flair, beat Ronda Rousey, beat whoever else wants to step into the ring with me. Maybe it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Maybe it's John Cena. I don't care. I'll beat them all because I'm that strong. You'll just have to wait.
I know if we drop the mic here, they will not be happy, but there you go.
Hi, I'm Brad. My questions are, your worst fear, would you be a Power Ranger, Transformer, or Ninja Turtle? And would you wrestle against a Pharaoh, a King, a God, or Grim Reaper?
Oh man, great question. I would totally be a Ninja Turtle. When I was younger, I had a mural of the Ninja Turtles on my wall. I'd fall asleep looking at Donatello every night. Not in a weird way. And then I would probably fight a pharaoh because pyramids and things. I hate pyramid schemes. I don't know. Sorry.
Oh, there's another cutie. How are you? Hi.
Hi, my name is Sabrina. I was wondering, like, when you're gonna go to the Royal Rumble and you're gonna face Asuka, are you gonna win or not?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna win. That was the question.
The question was, is she going to beat Asuka at the Royal Rumble? Yeah, that's the question.
Absolutely. That title's been struggling. Hey,
All right.
remember when the SmackDown Women's title was the hottest title in WWE? Yeah, it was last month. I miss it too, so I need to rescue it. I'll get it back.
How is it for you going through the airport with the title? Because you got to always take it out at TSA. And how is it for you? Like, is it exciting? Is it something that you're like, yep, want to show this off? Or is it like, oh, God?
Honestly, usually I'm running late, so it's just a pain. So I'm like, oh, no, I'm going to miss my flight. And also, then I sometimes, you just stuff your bag open. And then, so then it's all, you know, because we've got so much stuff, you know, you got to bring your gear, your jackets and things like that. So boots and everything and workout gear. And then airlines are always losing our bags, so you have to pack extra stuff in your carry-on, and then you have to take out your title, and then it's hard to close the bag again. It's a big mess.
Then everybody wants pictures with you with the title.
Yeah. Sometimes, most of the time, they just want to pick it out and look at it and go, "Oh, what's this?"
Yeah.
Go, I'm the champ.
Hey, cutie. How are you? Welcome.
Hi, my name's Ada. I have a question for you. How do you feel about the new changes in WWE?
The McMahons are the bosses again.
Yeah.
You know
So
what
I got a problem with them. Because the chosen one, Ronnie Rousey, tips over the ladder, right? Costs me my championship. And funnily enough, the very next night, the McMahons come out and they say, well, there's no automatic rematches. There's, wait, pardon me? So the chosen one cost me my title, the title that I made the talk of the entire industry, and now there's no automatic rematches. Well, that's a coincidence. And then the very next night, I'm told I shouldn't be angry about it. I shouldn't be angry that somebody interfered in my match, cost me my coveted title, the one that I made the most important thing in the entire company. I shouldn't be angry about it. But they're right, I shouldn't be angry about it. I should expect it. They should be angry because every obstacle that they throw in my path, I overcome it, and I'm going to keep overcoming it.
Woo! Wow. All right.
Tell me how you really feel.
We are almost out of time, so go ahead with your question.
So you were recently at SBG. What did you learn? And I have something for you. Can I give it to you now?
What did I learn at SBG? So several good things. One was a really good mindset thing. John Kavanagh, the coach, I'm not sure if you guys know who John Kavanagh is. He's Conor McGregor's coach. He's fantastic. He runs a gym called SBG. It's a martial arts gym. And we were doing this round workout where it was like a ground and pound type thing. And in between the rounds, he said, stand up, never let them know you're tired. And I thought that was just a really good mindset thing. I also learned a few throws and a few armbar reversals and a few armbar tricks to bust out at a whim.
I love this. We're going to be seeing quite the match. I can already tell. Hi there.
Hi. Hi, Becky. Since you're pretty much straight fire and the woman's been having first ever matches, can we see you in an Inferno match?
In an Inferno match? I'll do it. I ain't scared.
Hey, if your hair catches on fire, it's the same color, so you're fine.
Exactly.
All right, we got the
I
last
think
question.
I have a well-shaped head, too, in case I go bald.
All right. Hi, Becky. Good luck on the Rumble. And my name's Victorino. Two-part question, though. One, who's your favorite superhero? And the second question is, if you were offered a movie role, would you rather go with Marvel's Avengers or DC Justice League?
Okay, all right. Well, I think actually this is quite easy. So can my favorite superhero be Groot? Then yes, Groot is my favorite. And then, as a byproduct, then Avengers.
All right. Thank you so much. Guys, what an incredible interview, right? We're going to be seeing such amazing things continuing to happen for Becky Lynch. 2019, 2020, 2021, 22. Can't wait. Big round of applause for Becky Lynch.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
It is fun to support her, that's for sure.
I love you guys. Thank you. Oh, thank you.